Hope you are writing. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Are you almost done?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I finished completing our question.
You've completed writing it now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, I want you to attempt it.
What was that, sir?
I want you to attempt the question. Can you do that?
I'll try, sir.
Okay. I will give you 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I just noticed there is a mistake in the coordinate of P. Sorry. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. I'm with you.
Yeah, it's 4 comma minus 1, not 4 comma 1. Put minus.
Oh, okay. -1.
Yes. 4 comma minus 1. Though one can answer it that way, but I just want to follow through. the point P 4 comma minus 1 lies on the curve with equation y equals f of s. Question A, state the coordinates that point P is transformed to on the curve with y equals f of s minus 2. Now, if you cannot do it, let's do it together. I don't want to waste time so that we can move on.
Yeah, okay, so
Can
for
I?
A, wait,
Okay.
it's the 0.6 minus 1.
6 comma minus 1. Correct.
And then for B, it's 4,2.
Very good. That's very good. Correct. All right. That's good. So I'm going to give you another one now. Question 4. Question 4 says that the graph of y equals f of s, where f of s equals 1 over s, is translated so that the asymptote are at s equals 4 and y equals 0. Full stop. So the question now says you should write down the equation for the transformed function. In the form y equals 1 over x plus a. 1 over x plus a. The graph of y equals f of s, where f of s is 1 over s, is translated so that the asymptotes are at s equals 4 and y equals 0. So write down the equation for the transformed function in the form y equals 1 over x plus a. So after writing that, if you can do it, let me know. If not, let me know as well.
Yeah, I've written the question down, sir.
Okay, so can you attempt it?
Oh, I wrote it wrong.
Any idea?
Well, sir, I copied down the question wrong.
You've copied down the question. Yes, I want you to attempt it. Solve it.
No, I wrote down the question wrong, so I'm rewriting it right, sir.
You are just writing it now.
No, I wrote the question, a part of the question wrong. I skipped part of it. I was looking too far and I skipped part of it.
Okay. So are you now rewriting? Or I should make it bigger than this?
No, sir. I just made a mistake, sir, writing down the question. So I'm writing it down now. I'm about to solve it.
All right.
Oh, sir, can you do it for me? I'm confused.
Okay. So what's the difficulty? So that I will know what to emphasize.
I'm confused on where to start.
We are confused on what,
On where to
where to
start.
start. Where to start, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you remember we did asymptote when we are discussing sketching of graphs. Under the sketching of reciprocal graphs, we discussed asymptote, remember? Now, if you still recall vividly, I told you that a function will be asymptotic where it will be undefined. In other words, it will be asymptotic when the denominator equals 0. And of course, when you have a rational function, it will be undefined when the denominator is 0. Is that clear? Now, the original function you have, let me change the color to red. Now, for the solution, the original function given is y equals to f of s, and that is 1 over s. And you have been told that this has been translated. Now, the translation has taken place in which of the axes? In x-axis. Or you want to view the graph, remember the graph of 1 over x will be like this. It's asymptotic in x to be 0. It's also asymptotic in y to be 0. So at the origin here, so I'm going to have the graph this way. So this is graph of y equals 1 over x, right? Now, if you now translate this, so that the asymptote are now at s equals to 4. So if the asymptote is going to be at s equals to 4, that means if this is 4, this is 4, right? On x-axis. So I'm going to show the asymptotic line now. I want to use blue to do that. So that means I'm going to have the asymptotic line this way. Is that clear to you? Then we're also told that it's asymptotic at y equals to 0. So at y equals to 0, that means it's going to be horizontal line that will go through x-axis, parallel to x-axis, if you want to say. So that means the graph, let me still use the blue. The graph will now come this way. Do you get that now? So what have you noticed? You can see that the turning here from 0 here has moved to 4 here.
Yes, sir.
Do you get that now? The turning at 0 here has moved to 4 here. That's what? Shift to the right on the x-axis. Shift to the right on the x-axis. Now, by general way of writing translation to the right, what does that mean? It means it's going to be y equals f of x minus a. Are you with me now? But because our f of x is 1 over x, therefore, it will now be 1 over x minus 4 because it has shifted to the right. Am I communicating? So in other words, the translation given to you from mentioning this asymptote, that the asymptote are at x equals to 4 and y equals to 0. It means that there is a translation by vector translation by vector 4, 0, because the translation actually takes place in x. Is that clear? So to now write the equation, you now write it as 1 over s minus 4. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please write. So that's why it's important to know how to sketch. And that's why we have discussed sketching before we now talk of translation or transformation in general now. So copy that. When you are through, let me know.
Okay, done, sir.
Okay. Few minutes. Add this to what you have written. 1 over s minus 4. Add it to it. So we'll now move on to the second transformation. I think I tagged the first one A, right? So let me tag this B. And that is reflection. Reflection. That's the second transformation. Just as I told you, that I will first of all give you the general way of expressing it. But before I move on, now let me ask you this fundamental question, which I expect you to know, though. If you stand in front of a mirror and you raise your right hand, it will appear as what?
As your right hand lifting. Or your left feet.
It will appear as what?
It appears your right hand lifting up.
No, if you lift your right hand up in front of a mirror, standing mirror, it will appear on the mirror as what? Is it going to be as right hand or as left hand?
Left hand.
Yeah, that's reflection. Is that clear? If you
Yes, sir.
lift your left, it will appear as right. That's a reflection. Now, don't forget the general definition I gave you for transformation. I told you that transformation simply means repositioning of a shape without altering the originality of that shape. So let's now look at how reflection will work. Roman figure 1. Y equals f of s. Transform to y equals minus f of s is a reflection in the x-axis. Is a reflection in the x-axis. Now, when we say reflection in the x-axis, in this context, it means it's going to affect the y coordinates. That is, the y coordinates will change. We change sign. For example, point P on, if you have a point P that lies on, point P on y equals f of s. Okay, let me be precise with that point P. Let me give you the coordinates. Point P, which is at a comma b on f of s, will become P prime a comma minus b when reflected in y-axis, in x-axis. Do you understand that now? Will become P comma, a comma minus b. So this is what we are saying. I want to show you the graph. Suppose I have yx. Let's say we have the graph here. So let's say this is point P. This is point P. And the coordinate is a comma b. A comma b. Please give me a few minutes. So this point P is here, as we have said. So this is A, this is B. Oh, sorry. Let me change the order. This is A, that's X, and this is B. All right? This is Y equals F of S. Now, because it's going to be a reflection in X-axis, a reflection in X-axis means this image, this curve, will cross this X-axis. That's what it means. So this B will now become minus B. Will become minus B, meaning that this point here, point P here, will now come here. And the graph will now go this way. Is that clear? So this is now graph of Y equals minus F of X. And that's why I asked you the other time that if you raise your right hand, it will appear as what? Left in front of the mirror. That's a reflection. So this image here in the first quadrant here, coming to the fourth quadrant, that's reflection in X-axis. So when you see reflection in X-axis, it affects the Y coordinates. Does that make sense? Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Please write this. When you're done writing, let me know. Hello?
Yes, sir.
When you're done writing, let me know.
Yeah, I just finished. What?
Okay. So number two, Y equals F of X transform to Y equals F of minus X. y equals f of s, transform to y equals f of minus s, is a reflection in y-axis, is a reflection in y-axis. That is the x coordinate will change sign. The x coordinate will change sign. Say for instance, point P, A, comma B, reflected in y-axis will be P prime minus A, comma B. All right? So this is what we are saying in essence. I have the curve here. This is point P, say, and that is A, comma B. So after reflection in y-axis, this A here will now come to minus A here. And of course, B will still remain the same. So the graph will now be this. So if this is y equals f of s, so this will now be y equals f of minus s. Is that clear? So when you say reflection in y-axis, it means that the image will cross the y-axis. That's what we mean by that. The image will cross the y-axis. Hope that makes sense to you. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Does that make sense to you?
What was that, sir?
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Please write. Then we can now consider example now.
Good answer.
All right. So let's see example proper. Example. The question says, given that f of s equals s squared minus 4, sketch the graphs of A, y equals minus f of s, B, y equals f of minus x. So write the question quickly. Then we will now look at it together. So when you are done writing the question, let me know. Should be true writing. Are you true writing?
Uh, I think I've got it wrong.
What do you say?
Is the x squared minus 4b? Is
S squared minus 4. Are you not seeing it?
Yeah, I've seen it, sir.
Okay. Are you done writing this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Or you want to attempt it?
Oh, well, I was supposed to. I tried to attempt it, but I'm confused. I don't think it worked. Can you direct me, please?
Okay. Now, this is how to go about it. The first thing you will do is to sketch the graph of this itself before you can now talk about sketching for A or B. Now, you know that A means reflection in x-axis, while B means reflection in y-axis, right? So the first thing I will do is to sketch f of s itself. So f of x equals x squared minus 4. You know, that would mean difference of 2 squared. Hope you know something about difference of 2 squared. Hello?
Yes, sir.
I said this
Is
would mean
X.
difference of 2 squared.
What was that, sir?
Difference of 2 squared. X squared minus 4. That's difference of 2 squared. That means x
X
plus
minus 2
2,
and X plus
x
2.
minus 2. Is that clear? Now, the x-intercept of this, what is x-intercept? That's when y is 0. X-intercept. That is y equals 0. So that means x plus 2, x minus 2 equals 0. And that implies that x equals to minus 2 or x equals to 2. Then the y-intercept is what? When s is 0. So when s is 0 here, you have f of x, which is y, to be equals to minus 4. So for this, I have coordinates minus 2, 0 and 2, 0. Then for this, I have 0, minus 4. Now, these are parameters we need to do the sketch. The x-intercept, the y-intercept, and what? The turning point. The turning point. So the turning point for this is already minus 4. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's the turning point is at, of course, it's going to be 0, minus 4, because the turning point is this. So, which is equivalent to the y-intercept. Now, I will now sketch that x, y, 0, let's suppose 2 is here, minus 2 is here. Then, let's suppose minus 4 is here. Understood? So when y is 0, s is minus 2. This is a point. When y is 0, y is 2. This is the point. I've shown these two. Then the y-intercept, which coincide with the turning point. Is that clear? The y-intercept, which coincide with the turning point. That's when s is 0, y is minus 4. You have it here. So that means the curve for y equals f of s will now go this way. So this is y equals f of x, which is s squared minus 4. Now that we have seen the curve, so we already know the coordinate that will be needed. So we need these coordinates. We need these coordinates. We need these coordinates to do our transformation. Understood?
Understood, sir.
Okay. Oh, yeah, write this before we now answer question A. No, I've not answered question A. This is just preamble to the question.
Yes, sir.
Which will be needed to answer A and B. So when you're done writing that, let me know.
Yes, sir.
Should be true.
Okay, so I finish writing down.
Okay. So let's now answer the question. So I will need those coordinates I circled in blue. Now, question A. Y equals minus f of s. That's coordinate of y will now change. Coordinate of y will change. So that means minus 2, 0 will be reflected to minus 2, 0 because there's nothing like minus 0. 2, 0 will be reflected to 2, 0 because there's nothing like minus 0. Then the last coordinate that we have, which is 0, minus 4, will now be reflected to 0, 4. 0, 4. Do you understand that now? Don't forget, I told you that reflection in x-axis means it will change the sign of y coordinate. So these are y coordinates, and you can see 0 remains 0. So minus 4 will now become plus 4. So we'll now have the points now. So these coordinates still remain the same. Minus 2, 0, 2, 0. Then you now have 0, 4. So 4 will be here. So 0, 4 is here. So the curve will now go this way. Is that clear? So this is now y equals minus f of s. Quickly write that.
Yes, sir.
So when you're done with that, let me know, please.
Yeah, done, sir. Done.
Have you
Right.
sketched, have you sketched the blue?
What was that, sir?
Have you sketched the blue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, for B, y equals f of minus x. What does that mean? It means that I'm going to substitute minus x for x in the original function, which is s squared minus 4. So if I substitute minus s for x and I take square of that, it gives me the same thing, s squared minus 4. Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
So that means I'm still going to have the same graph, the same graph. So this will still mean this is also y equals f of minus x. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So that's all. So write that, and that means that's how to reflect. So on Saturday, we will see additional question on that. So are you through with that?
Almost, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, I'm through with it, sir.
All right. So that's the end of reflection. So on Saturday, I will give you additional problem on that. Then we'll now move on to stretch. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Bye.
Right.